Murmansk Oblast, Russia, 1984. What they heard coming from inside this hole, they never told the public. In 1984, Soviet scientists drilled the deepest hole in human history. They broke through the Earth's crust, then deeper. Then something happened that made them weld this lid shut and never talk about it publicly again. And this is only the first location on today's list. Here's what's strange about everything I'm about to show you. These aren't ghost stories. These aren't legends passed down around campfires. Every single location in this video has been investigated by scientists, government, or military teams, people who don't believe in the supernatural. And in every single case, they came back with no answer. Some of them came back changed. Today, we're going to 6 places on this planet where reality, actual, documented, physical reality, appears to break. I'm not here to sell you on ghosts or aliens. I'm here to show you what the experts found, what they admitted, and what they refused to explain. Stay until the end, because the last location is the one that genuinely kept me up at night. Let's go. Murmansk Oblast, Russia, 1970. The Soviet Union launched a project unlike anything attempted before or since. They wanted to drill through the Earth's crust, not metaphorically, literally, as deep as possible, for as long as it took. 24 years later, they had drilled 12.2 kilometers, over 7.5 miles, straight down, the deepest human-made point in history. Now here's where things get strange. As they drilled deeper, the rock temperatures were far hotter than models predicted. Rocks that should have been solid were behaving like plastic, moving in ways that shouldn't be possible. And then, around the 9-kilometer mark, their microphones recorded something, a noise, coming from below. Soviet scientists described it as biological in nature, not geological, not mechanical, biological, like something alive, somewhere down there in the dark. Now, is that true? The Soviet government never formally confirmed or denied it. The project was shut down in 1992 when funding collapsed. The borehole was sealed. And today, that lid sits on a remote Russian peninsula, rusting, and nobody has drilled deeper since. Coincidence? Maybe. But here's what most videos about this location don't tell you. The samples brought up from the deepest layers revealed microscopic fossils. Life. 24 different species of fossilized microorganisms, found at a depth where life should be impossible. The Earth had secrets 6 miles below us, and we stopped digging. Hold on. Before we move on, I want to tell you something the scientists said after this project ended. They didn't say we found nothing unusual. They said the Earth was far more complex and active than our models assumed. That's scientists' language for, we were wrong, and we don't fully understand what we found. Keep that in mind, because every location today is going to give you that same feeling. Southwest Vermont, United States, 1945. You've heard of the Bermuda Triangle. You probably haven't heard of this one. In a 5-year window between 1945 and 1950, 5 people vanished inside a small patch of Vermont woodland near Glastonbury Mountain. Not lost, not found dead, not found at all. Vanished. The first, a 74-year-old hunting guide named Mid-Eye Rivers. He knew those woods better than almost anyone alive. He was leading a group of 4 hunters. He moved slightly ahead of them on a trail he had walked 100 times. They turned a corner. He was gone. Search parties found one thing: a single rifle cartridge that had fallen from his pocket. That was it. There was nowhere to go. The trail continued visibly in front of him for 30 meters. The trees were impenetrable. No cliff, no water, no gap. He did not run. No sound was heard by the group behind him. One moment he existed on this trail. The next moment, this trail had no memory of him. The second, Paula Weldon, 18 years old, a college student. She went hiking on the long trail. Several witnesses saw her walking ahead of them on a clearly visible path. She turned a bend in the trail, a bend with nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, nowhere to fall. And she was simply not there anymore. The FBI investigated. They found nothing. The case has never been closed or explained. The FBI eventually assigned a dedicated investigator. He walked every inch of that area. He found nothing. The town of Glastonbury was eventually abandoned. It exists today as what Vermont calls a ghost town, a legally designated municipality with no residents. The Bennington Triangle has never been explained. The last person to disappear in this triangle was a man named James Tedford. He was on a bus, a public bus. Witnesses confirmed he boarded. Witnesses saw him sitting in his seat. The bus made a stop. When it pulled away, his seat was empty. His luggage was still in the overhead rack. His bus ticket was still on his seat. The window was closed. He was gone from a moving bus in broad daylight. Nobody ever saw him again. Derwies, Turkmenistan, 1971. Soviet geologists were drilling for natural gas. The ground beneath their rig collapsed, creating a massive sinkhole, roughly 70 meters wide and 30 meters deep. They lit it on fire to burn off what they assumed was a small amount of gas. They expected it to burn out in days, maybe a week. It has been burning continuously for over 50 years, without stopping. The heat rising from this crater is intense enough to be felt from over 30 meters away. Locals call the door to hell. In 2010, Turkmenistan's president officially ordered it to be extinguished. Teams tried. It didn't go out. In 2013, explorer George Karounis became the first documented person to descend into the crater. He found something nobody expected. He found life, bacteria, extremophile microorganisms living inside a 1,000-degree gas crater. Living, actively living, in conditions that should be completely hostile to any biology on Earth. Scientists extracted these organisms and compared their DNA to any known life form. No match. These bacteria are not related to anything in the known biological record. The door to hell is still burning, and the things that live inside it, we don't know where they came from. Halfway through, and I want to check in with you, because here's what I've noticed building this video. Every location started as something explainable. A drilling project, a hiking trail, a gas leak, and then it became something that nobody could explain. That pattern is about to continue, because up next is a forest in Romania that has been studied by more paranormal researchers than any other location on Earth. I'm not going to tell you what they found is supernatural. I'm going to tell you what they found, and let you decide. Cluj-Napoca, Romania. This forest has a nickname, the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania. Before you roll your eyes, hear me out, because the people who studied this place weren't psychics. They were biologists, physicists, and military researchers. And here's what they found. In the center of this forest, there's a perfectly circular clearing, a dead zone roughly 100 meters across where nothing grows. No grass, no weeds, no saplings. The soil has been tested. It's normal. No toxins, no unusual pH, no reason, on paper, for nothing to grow there. It's been that way for over 60 years of documented observation. Visitors to this area consistently report the same experiences, independently of each other. Sudden nausea, disorientation, a feeling of being watched, unexplained photographs, burns and rashes that appear on skin hours after visiting, and electronic equipment that malfunctions, drains, or corrupts data inside the clearing. Over 60 years, consistent reports, independent witnesses, no coordinated explanation. Alexandru Sift, a biologist who investigated the forest in the 1960s, captured footage that remains unexplained today. Lights, orbs, moving objects. He spent years studying this forest and said near the end of his life, "I cannot explain what I observed here using any framework I was trained in." A Romanian military team sent to investigate in the 1990s requested to leave the forest early. Their written report cited psychological distress among the team. They refused to go back. Their report was never made public. Okay, I'm going to slow down for a second, because I want to be honest with you. I'm someone who looks for rational explanations, and I found them for most of this video. But the next location, I looked hard, and I couldn't find one that fully satisfied me. So I'm going to tell you what the scientists found and what they concluded. And then you're going to tell me in the comments what you think, because I genuinely want to know. Taos, New Mexico, United States. Sometime in the early 1990s, residents of this small, quiet town started reporting a sound. A low, persistent diesel engine hum, always present, loud at night, impossible to escape. The strange part? Only about 2% of Taos residents can hear it. You can have two people standing side by side. One is being driven to the edge of madness by this constant, inescapable noise. The other hears nothing. Residents who can hear it have reported inability to sleep, difficulty concentrating, nosebleeds, dizziness, and in several cases, relocation. People actually moved out of their homes and out of the town because of a sound their neighbors couldn't hear. In 1997, a team from multiple universities, including the University of New Mexico and Sandia National Laboratories, conducted a formal scientific investigation. They confirmed it. The hum is real. It exists. It can be measured. but they could not identify the source. Not we think it might be, not it could be related to, could not identify the source. Period. One researcher suggested the hum might be infrasound, frequencies below human hearing, that only certain people's inner ear structures can detect. That would mean some people are biologically wired to hear things that others simply cannot. Which means if you're hearing something right now that you can't explain, you might be one of them. Milton, West Dunbartonshire, Scotland. This is the one I promised you at the start. This is the one that stayed with me. Overtown Bridge is a Victorian stone bridge built in 1895. It's quiet. It's beautiful in a grey, misty Scottish way. There are no dangerous currents below it. There are no predators. It is not near any road that would disorient an animal. And since the 1950s, hundreds of dogs have jumped off this bridge. From the same spot, the same side, the same point on the bridge. Always long-snouted breeds, collies, Labradors, retrievers. Many of them died from fall. This is not a legend. The SSPCA investigated. Veterinary researchers investigated. The local community has been trying to understand this for over 60 years. The most accepted theory is that mink live in the rocks below the bridge, and that certain dog breeds can smell them from the bridge's ledge. Their hunting instinct overrides their self-preservation. That theory is plausible, but it doesn't explain why only one spot on the bridge triggers a behavior. Why not the entire railing? Why only dogs with long snouts? Why has it continued in winter when mink are least active? One researcher, Dr. David Sands, spent months studying this bridge. He concluded the mink scent theory was the most reasonable explanation, but admitted it couldn't account for all the data. Dogs, returning to the same spot, leaping, for 60 years. Something is pulling them there that we don't fully understand. 6 locations, 6 investigations, 6 cases, where some of the most qualified minds on Earth walked away without a complete answer. Here's the thing that got to me while building this video. Every single one of these places started as something normal. A drilling site, a hiking trail, a gas leak, a small town, a bridge, a forest, and in every single case, something inside it refused to follow the rules. You could look at all of this and say, science just hasn't caught up yet. We'll eventually explain the Taos hum. We'll eventually understand the Bennington disappearances. We'll find the bacteria in that crater in a database somewhere. Maybe. Or you could consider the other possibility, that some places on this planet, these specific places, are operating on a different set of rules than the ones we were taught. And those rules are not in any textbook. I want to know what you think. Out of everything in this video, which location disturbed you the most? And why? Drop it in the comments, because I genuinely read them. And some of your answers from past videos have sent me down research rabbit holes I didn't expect. If you want more content like this, content that actually goes deep, that doesn't just list things but tries to understand them, subscribe to Dark Mystery.